Know your worth and stop giving people discounts. Hey there, how's it going, you guys? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So, what do we look like tonight with these crazy cryptocurrency markets? On the other side of 9,000, on the other side of 9,100, we're up 2.4%. People are loving it. Seems like the super guppy has flipped and turned green. Everyone's thinking the bull market is getting to be in full swing. So, where do we want to be? What's up? How do we want to position ourselves? Do we refinance the house, take a signature loan on the car, see if the wife has any extra money, put the kids to work this summer? Possibly. Let's talk about it. We also got our lovely one and only co-host Sammy on the sideline over here.
Good evening, everyone.
So, Samantha, are you holding down the fort over there? Are you reading that chat? Are you bringing people's voice to life out here as we continue to talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency to spread that awareness?
I am.
Well, you got to speak a little louder than that.
I am.
So, Sam, why are we out here once again?
To talk about Bitcoin?
I mean, it's just about getting rich, right? So why do we got to get on the internet and talk about it? I mean, we can buy Bitcoin at Coinbase and we can let them hold it, and we don't have to get on the internet and do nothing. And it's just it's a button, right? It's a button. I can do it from my phone. There's even an app. Buy, sell, right?
No, sir, no.
That's not what Bitcoin's all about?
No.
Oh, there's more to it?
Yes.
Well, enlighten me, Samantha. Tell me a little bit about Bitcoin. Tell me why it's just not like trading stocks at whatever Coinbase is. Like, they got all the coins there.
Because the rat race is broken, bro. And man, we found better cheese.
Yeah, I keep hearing people call it the people's money.
I mean, it's just I can't.
Do we got anybody over there in the chat? Has anyone come and joined us this evening?
We do have people.
Do they have an answer on why this is the people's money? How are we going to fix it? Or is this just another coin out there, another something to bet on, another horse race, right?
Just learned Bitcoin, Daniel. He says, "Hola, handlers. Hola." Crypto
Awesome.
Logician
Daniel,
is here.
I love it when Daniel comes over here. It's amazing. I'm glad that you're here, my friend. Always, you guys, hit the like button, share this out. Now that we're just getting underway, it'll be able to get some more people here in the chat. Getting them in the chat, letting them talk and communicate is what makes this episode and every other episode so great, because it's not about me getting out here and trying to reiterate the news that you guys could just go type Bitcoin news into the Google bar, right? Which you should do because it helps the Google searches. But besides that, it's about coming together as a community, talking about what's going on, and trying to shed some light on the scams that are here in the space that mess everything up, right? It leaves a bad taste in your mouth when you're losing money, when we're trying to change the world. And it's by taking this fiat cash, which is printed out of nowhere, and replacing it. And every single time you get into one of these third-party services like Cash App or Gemini or Coinbase, and you trade a little bit of that fiat for some of the Bitcoin or the other cryptocurrencies, you're participating. You're taking part in the revolution, and that makes you a revolutionary.
All right. So Daniel says that we are going to be filthy rich.
You know, it's like the extra little bit, it's like the icing on top of the cake when they tell me that it's going to pay off in the end, and that I'm going to not have to work so hard, and that the struggle that I've constantly known my entire life is not going to be, right? That I'm going to get to enjoy it at the end of my days because I was enlightened enough or took the gamble or whatever you want to say to get into Bitcoin. But if it doesn't, I mean, I'm not going to be disappointed. The struggle and the fight is what makes this life great. So I'm going to keep being part of all of it. I'm going to keep fighting the good fight, because without fighting the good fight, there is no chance for a better tomorrow. There is no people's money. There's no brighter future for my generations that get to stick around here and walk on this earth. So if I get the icing on top of the cake, kudos, awesome. If not, hey, maybe Eugene will get the frosting on the cake. If not, maybe his grandkids will get the frosting on the cake. But I'm leaving something behind. I hope you guys are leaving something behind, or people, right, that you care about. And that's the bigger part of all of this. No one ever dies and says, I wish I had more money.
Crypto Logician says everything is up except for Hex token.
That's funny. I didn't even look at it. I don't look at it.
Oh, John from
hilarious.
Malibu is here.
John from Malibu.
Yes, he says, "Sup, my coiners."
We're getting the party started.
Our Raptorman is here. He says, "Hi, Samantha and Eugene. Love to see you out spreading the word of BTC."
Always trying to get out here as often as possible, spreading the awareness, answering questions, talking about the news of the day to see what's going on, but still with the long-term perspectives of hodling Bitcoin, not for 2020, not for 2024, not for some day of cashing out and getting rich, but for the ideal of making the world a better place, right?
All right. So, Crypto Logician says BTC is the people's money, but it still has a lot of garbage competition. It muddies the discussion. It does. I mean, that, sadly, as one of your news thingies, I mean, it's just, it's so hard to get people to understand it, and then to have to explain, like, oh, but there's also things that sound and look a lot alike the other things that we're talking about, but they're not, and don't listen to it or pay attention because they're gonna say they are. It's like, it's so hard to figure out how to tell somebody about an altcoin when you can't even tell them the premises of, like, Bitcoin, like just that concept of cryptocurrency, and then, oh, but there's also thousands to choose from.
It is true. It is true, trying to expand the difference between Bitcoin and the altcoins, right? And it took me a while to learn the difference myself. I mean, luckily, I did kind of pretty much always lean towards Bitcoin. So it kept us from losing tons and tons of money or whatever.
I mean, what, in the very beginning we had Ethereum and we had Bitcoin, and then we had weird, funky little ones. Yeah,
and a lot of Dash for a while. But moving forward, I still think the biggest hurdle is not to teach them the separation between Bitcoin and the altcoins. Right now, it's the ideal to teach them that Bitcoin is sound money. That, you have all of these countries out here, and they all have their fiat printer, and they're all printing. And every single day, you look at it from your dollar's perspective, and you watch it. It's up this, it's down that, it's up this, it's down that, right? Well, the internet is a country, but the difference is the country of decentralization. It's a country that's willing to accept anybody. So when we have a nation that is digital, that doesn't care who you are, what you are, creed, race, religion, all that kind of stuff that everybody likes to use and separate you, or geological location, right? It doesn't care. As long as you can hop on the internet, then you can partake in this country, and then this country has its own money, and this money is sound as well. And eventually, just like all the other countries, we're sitting here as part of this country, the internet, saying our country and our money is number one. And you know why? Because you guys are all part of it as soon as you want to join. Not like, this country where, like, okay, our borders are this and you have to take this test. Everyone's welcome. You guys can all come over and join us in the internet world of decentralization. You can join us in Bitcoin. Everyone's welcome.
Daniel is saying that he's buying property here in Mexico, and he's going to take his rent in BTC. What? See, ooh. Yes, that is some awesomeness. Dude, I would pay everything with everything if I could. Just, I don't know. There's not a lot. There's not a lot of utilities or, rents that they let you. Oh, my God.
We'll have to get hooked up on a little vacation, maybe.
Ooh, what?
Yeah.
Timeshare it. Come on. All right. So, let's see. Yeah. Crypto Logician says if cryptocurrency doesn't work out, they'll teach us how to play poker. There you go. I have never been good at any card games, like any of them.
Who is the one that came over from playing poker? Keith Williams or Keith whatever?
Oh, no, it was, oh, dear God.
The blonde guy.
It was the weird Polk.
Yeah. Polk. You're right, because I remember
the Polk County and Polk and
yes.
Polk. Yes, it
and
just
makes
he
played with Tone Vase.
crazy. All right, hold on. So we got people.
Okay.
Peoples. All right. Our regiment says whether I am filthy rich or not, I want to get in where all I can have where we all can have a better life. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, John from Malibu says, "How is Mexico?" That Jeff seems to like it there. The anarchist.
Oh yeah,
loveliness.
right.
MS Bit Eth is here. Evening. Evening. Daniel says he lives in Acapulco. It's all touristy. Bitcoin Jake is here. He says he's not super late today. About to upload his video.
Ooh, nice. You guys gotta go over, check them out. Check out all of our friends in the channel that are in the chat. They have their own channel, right? Josh, Vention, who else is here that has their own channel?
Oh God, like almost
Just
everybody.
Learn Bitcoin has his own podcast. You got to go check that out as well. Everybody that's out there doing their part, spreading the word of Bitcoin. I mean, it's amazing. It's great that we're all out here trying to do our part. It's wonderful that we've all been through the time and tide, right? And it's washed away so much of the jokers. We're all ready to start educating people in Bitcoin and getting them ready and onboarding them. A lot of the infrastructure has been built up. Let's see if it goes better this time around. Of course, we're all smart enough to know that this is going to go bigger than what it should, right? And then it's going to pop at the top and come back down a little bit. You know, I've been loading up extra bags. I always tell you guys that's what my big thing is loading up extra bags. So as we pop, I can unload and make those life changes. So it depends on how big we pop, on how much my life is going to change. But you know, do you have extra bags? How long are we going to be looking at until we really pop up here? You know, they say that once the super guppy turns green, it runs green for a while and it's just flipped now, right? Or is this going to slide backwards? I think I had heard 7K. I don't know. We're on the other side of 9. We're at 9.1. I still would consider it an accumulation period because it's under 10.
It's like okay, so there is like so Josh is here. James Bedhart is here. He says Bitcoin and coffee rated #1 show. You never look at charts to predict prices, just news reporting. Crypto Logician says looking at the BTC community as its own country is a cool concept. Zaza is here. Crypto Logician says it is Doug Polk. You are right,
there
sir.
we go.
Yes. What? Vention is here.
Vention, buddy, my man.
Everybody is here. We love you guys. Okay. Oh, Vention says that he's down to 153. Am I lighter than you now, Eugene?
153. You are.
Yep.
Because I'm 165. Yeah, 160,
92
165.
pounds gone.
How tall are you though, Vention? I'm 6 foot.
Oh, gotta go there.
Well, I mean, it makes a difference. I mean, Vention could be 5'9".
Oh, right. See, that's how the girl, girl fatness gets you. It's like, wait, no, even if I'm the same height, I'm 5'4", okay, people? So what?
So we got a Bitcoin gold under 51% attack. You know, we hear these newses, right? It's the same kind of thing. The 51% attack, the denial of service attack, the hack on the exchanges, the malware attack, right? These are the same things that keep coming around and around.
Yep.
And all they are is they're constant reminders of how great Bitcoin is and why Bitcoin is Bitcoin. You know, all of these other cryptocurrencies, like we were saying, people can't distinguish the difference and, you know, they get confused. This is how you tell the difference. You know, people can say propaganda type stuff about Bitcoin being hacked, but the words that are coming out of their mouth aren't really true. Bitcoin was not hacked. It was that, you know, they lost their private keys. They lost access to their private keys. The exchange got hacked, but nobody actually hacked Bitcoin. Right.
No.
And then, you know, quantum computing and all of these other things, it's not real. What is real is that Bitcoin has been running for 11 years now, consistently gaining value, consistently gaining traction. I mean, I'm not big. I didn't write this one down, but the Deutsche Bank thing showing the report
saying that it's too volatile and blah, blah, blah.
But I thought it was more that they had pointed out the chart and they didn't say that it was gaining as much adoption as the internet was, but that it did have enough traction where it was going to continue to gain momentum and traction as we move forward, which is very true. It's just that I know that these things can explode, right? And I'm not a gloom and doomer, but that is one of the big ones that's real easy to say, oh, if we have a crisis, it'll make Bitcoin big. But there's other ways of getting it big, and that's us getting out here and spreading the word, us showing people that the dollar bill is flawed. I think that half of what it is that for 2 or 3 generations, and there's been this whole misleading of what is the dollar bill, how is it created, and how it interacts with your life, right? Because everyone, whoever you are, your life is based on the dollar, right? If you wake up and you got none, usually you're probably pretty sad, no matter how spiritually happy or internally happy you
Right.
are. You wake up with no money, you're pretty bummed.
It makes life complicated, yes.
When you have enough money, it lightens the load, lightens the stress.
That's why I never get the rich people that are pissy all the time. It's like, that's like just so hypocritically conundrums right there. I mean, but whatever, yes.
I don't even know where I was going now.
I know. I stopped you with the snooty rich people that are pissy. And that's a Sammy bomb. Boom. It's like nuclear. Just goodbye. I'm sorry.
But
you
all right,
so
as we've been going through these 3 generations or whatever, where they've been misleading us on money and what it is, people don't understand that they're going to work their entire lives and that nothing's going to change.
Yes, like you're never going to be happy if that's what you judge your happiness on is. Yes.
Right. Yes, if you're in your mid-30s and you are at a job, why is tomorrow going to be different? Why is it going to be different in 5 years? Are you saving? Because your job's not saving for you, right? They're not making plans to make your life better down the road for you to get up and keep breaking yourself going to work every single day. So then that's 100%. Like, you have to put 100% of your energy in now. You got to get up. You got to, you know what I mean? You got to make your lunch. You got to get yourself ready for the day to be presentable in society. You have to commute all the way to work. You got to go to work and give 100% of your effort, be on top of it, be the best of your game. And then you got to come home and prepare a meal and all this other stuff if you're going to be healthy. And now you have to do something extra if you think that you're going to have a better future than everyone else around you, which is not having a future. Right? Social Security is junk. No one's making plans for you.
No.
So what are you doing extra to make plans for yourself? Vention is very smart, right? Vention is doing great in his retirement. I hope I do as well as Vention is.
Yes, our end game is his like now.
But the whole ideal is that with Bitcoin, just the ideal that you saved anything across your life would be the savings, right? It would give you that money where we see Nomadic Giant, right? Traveling the world, and he says things where it costs less in dollars to eat and live and pay rent in other countries.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that's great. I would love to go somewhere that pay less and eat for less. But how much are they making there? Well, I'm making my money today and spending it tomorrow to live. Well, it's not like that when you retire.
Yeah.
When the world is getting smaller like it is now, I'm going to take my retirement in Bitcoin and I'm going to travel the world and I'm going to live in places where Bitcoin will get me the furthest. You see what I'm saying? That doesn't happen with $1, right? Half the time you're sitting there hoping that the stocks don't crash. You're hoping you don't get screwed over, right? You're hoping that the government works out. You're hoping that Social Security comes through. Then by the time you've waited so long, I mean, my father is just getting ready to get it now. And I mean, I love my dad, but I don't think he's ready to go globetrotting. Definitely slowed down in the last 5 years. Well, I'd like to do a little globetrotting. I'd like to have a little spring in my step when I get out there and finally get to enjoy myself. Because I know I've made them millions, right?
Josh says he's mostly retired at 29. Oh, Joshua.
We love you, Josh.
Okay, so Vention says, "Oh shucks." John from Malibu says BTC is the game changer. Yes. Bitcoin Jake says, "I never claimed forked except Beast CH day one from a node and sent it to an exchange just to trade for BTC. I know. I mean, no. Yeah.
We took our Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, some more Bitcoin.
Make it into Bitcoin. Yes.
I mean, I don't know what to say because it feels like sometimes that I'm beating the same dead horse over and over again. But it is the same things that I say. It's the whole that I got to step out of the dollar, and it helped me to learn a lot more about the dollar. And once I was, I had clear vision, like I finally put on the glasses and I could see 2020 looking at the dollar. It really helped me expedite the process of figuring out my finances and getting my life in order.
It's like your lizard sunglass movie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They live. So it's just that I want to be able to hand people that experience. I want them to be able to see how the rat race of the dollar bill and the factory work and the 9 to 5 and the lucky to make 30,000 a year.
Their cheese sucks. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It can change, and it will change, and everyone's starting to wake up to it. We're on 2020. We're seeing the bull market starting to kick off, right? That's where we're at today. We're on the other side of $9,000. People are starting to get geared up for this. It's just a matter of, don't make the same mistakes that either you made in 2017 or learn from the mistakes that people have already made, right? And don't have to learn the hard way by doing it yourself.
Benjamin says that he claimed his Mimblewimble. And it was a real pain since he had to do it a paper wallet. Oh, what? Right? Like all 5 or 10 steps, buddy. Like, yes. All right. Continue.
I don't really have much more news here. I mean, I got talk a little bit here about that 12.5% developers fund on Bitcoin Cash that they, are having all the controversy over right now, and they could be looking at a potential hard fork because of it. And now we're looking at what Roger Ver's mining pool is looking at pulling out from the 12.5% fund because of the controversy over the hard fork, not wanting to incite the hard fork because we've already had so many hard forks. I mean, it seems like it just doesn't stop with Bitcoin Cash. But once again, this is another one of why I threw it in here today. These are the things that we point to over and over and over again and say, this is why it's a great speculative asset. Yes, you could gain more money quicker. If this is how you're trying to make a living, is speculating on the markets, then kudos to you. I'm talking about being a revolutionary. I'm talking about getting into Bitcoin to change the future. I'm talking about
to
holding
better
long
humanity.
term, to better yourself, to better humanity, to better a lot of different things, right? To just at least start taking some power away from the dollar bill, because it does give America or Americans sometimes a little bit of a pompous. They think that they control everything because the whole world does operate in dollars, where we're just printing it.
All right, so Zaza says, you're not beating a dead horse, but you may be preaching to the choir.
Yeah, that one's there. It's true too.
Benjamin said, hurry up before the tsunami hits. We are 2 in the middle. Benjamin will be fine. Yes. Unless it's like
when I did find this
movie.
place up here, I was actually quite happy that it seemed like geographically located very well. No matter which side of the coast a hurricane comes from, we're far enough inland that it doesn't really affect us.
We're also a good, 50 or 60 miles from a few large areas, like city metropolitanness,
yeah. So if you were
nice.
gonna bomb a city or something, you wouldn't bomb us. We also live out in the woods. We also live in there's a low impact, low taxes, all that kind of stuff in Putnam County.
That he hopes that we're prepped with food and stuff. We have 200 pounds of
I think there's more than that.
I don't even know. It's a lot of like freeze dried food.
Yeah, what was that earthquake? 7.7.
Yep.
Between Cuba and Jamaica.
Yes. And I mean, we have 4 generators on property.
Oh yeah, for for the business.
So we would be absolutely fine with
Yeah,
being
I don't
able to
need
make it
society.
happen.
I need them for their internet so that I can send my Bitcoin transactions.
I love you, Josh. He says you won't get the coronavirus. We were talking about that earlier.
That's exactly what I said too. I was like, we live so far enough out in the woods here. I was like, we're not gonna get it.
Our afterman says we have a hard fork here, we have a hard fork there, we have a hard fork here. Oh, with Roger Ver about do the hokey pokey and you shake him all about. Oh, what?
Well, I mean, when you're gambling, right, and you're playing all these speculative assets and you're trying to keep multi-million-dollar companies and industries afloat, and Bitcoin wasn't performing the way it was that you wanted, and your backhanded deals with the ASIC boosts and stuff, had went south, and you had to try to find new ways to make money, and your alternative cryptocurrency and grabbing the wheel of Bitcoin didn't work out so well. You gotta figure out how to get moving on the road again after you tuck and roll out the side door.
What is this tuck and roll? Bitcoin and the boys says, all right, you can start the show. I'm here.
I think we're getting ready to start winding this one down. Of course, though, I would never cut an episode short. Go ahead, put whatever you want in the chat. That's why Samantha's here. She's smiling ear to ear over there. She's having a great time. So am I. I love getting out here and doing this. This is one of the best things about our lives, is that we do feel like we're making a little bit of a difference by continuing to get out here and beat this dead horse about how Bitcoin is going to change the world. I just know it. It's like there's not very many things I'm real sure of. I'm sure about me and Samantha. I'm sure that I have a lot of integrity and willpower when I want something, right? I know a few things about being right, towards people. And I know that Bitcoin's going to be something important one of these days.
Okay, so we have John from Malibu says, I already have the Bitcoin virus. Bad enough already.
I know. I started to feel like, how they say you get the gold fever or whatever. I was thinking, man, it's like Bitcoin fever is coming back around. Everyone's talking about the bull run. And it's like, man, I don't know. Could I get an extra $500 together? Because if that turned into like $3,000, that'd make a big difference.
It says, I have a fever and the only cure is more Bitcoin. BTC Moon Guy is here. Well, Josh says, Katie says all the Asians bought all the masks at CVS.
I had seen that in the news too, saying that all of the face masks had been like flying off the shelves at Home Depots and Lowe's and Walmarts and stuff like that, and that the doctors wanted to say that not all of them will prevent the disease and that it is not necessary in America. And you gotta love the panic. And it's like, I don't know. We just went through it with the hurricanes when they had come through this year. It was like nothing actually really hit Florida.
No.
None of them were really that bad, but it was like the fact that every 15 minutes on the radio, the news, whatever, something was telling you to go buy milk, bread, eggs, batteries, generators, water. It gets you going,
Daniel says, when Bitcoin is 100K, that we'll have to change our YouTube name to Bitcoin and Don Perignon. Bitcoin and the boy says, Bitcoins is a once in a generation opportunity. Yep. And BTC Moon Guy says that he scored some masks from CVS too. Well, now.
I got some ultraviolet lights around here somewhere. We'll have to just put them up over the front door.
Benson just gave us $100 super chat.
What? Benson?
Well, yeah.
Why would you do that, my man? You should go buy more Bitcoin. Man,
he
I
says
love
that
you.
He has an old Iraqi gas mask and bought filters for it, that he's prepped pretty well. Better get the camper prepped. I love you, Benson.
Hey, you can create a positive air pressure in a camper pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you're going to have air leaks. So if you start creating positive air pressure in there, you make sure the virus wouldn't come in. Well, I mean, either that or just flood UV lights, like I was saying, across the entire inside, so that as the air came in, as it came in, you just have to get real used to sleeping under UV.
I know, right? Like,
as I say that, I don't want gloom and doom to push up the price of Bitcoin.
For the love of God, no, okay? It's all jokes and giggles here.
I think it is funny, though. Our the tinfoil hat guy. I always say it wrong. So.
Chico Crypto.
Well, yes, how they're talking and using the coronavirus as a catalyst for the price of Bitcoin. Grasping at straws here, wishing and hoping that you were smart enough to know why the price of Bitcoin is going. You know why the price of Bitcoin is going up? Because the world needs it. It's the best kept secret so far. It should be higher. We should have a better adoption rate. There are dark, seedy things that happen behind closed doors that we don't know about, but it's not really the manipulation of the price. It's to keep Bitcoin down. Because the more people know about this, the more people got in on this, the better the world will be. And that's why we need to keep screaming it as often as we possibly can on every social media platform there is, reaching out through the internet. Speaking of reaching out, though, Samantha,
reach out.
Been getting to work a little bit on our next project. We are talking about doing one big event this year, the EDM stuff, where we pass out the Bitcoin flyers. We are thinking that after Valentine's Day, we might put up the tally fund.
Dun, dun, dun.
And the fundraiser address and all of that, start collecting the money for that. We're going to go off to one event. We're looking at like 1,500 flyers, and we'd like to actually get a canopy and a little thing so that we can pass them out. And not flyers, brochures.
Like, yes, trifold, brochure, whatever you want to call it.
So if you guys want to get in on this and help us out a little bit, Josh, I would love it if you could come to Wakan with us and pass out some flyers. That would be fantastic. But just to let you know, we're always staying in motion around here. The AdSense money, this money from you mentioned, this will end going into this, it looks like, because that's why I'm saying after the February 14th, because our payout from the AdSense will be the 21st of February, which is looking like $150, $175 after they take their part. And that is what I want to use to start kicking off the brochure money and Wakan money.
Well, our Rafterman gave us $2. He says, I'm cheap, but I love you too. We love you too.
No, it's enough. It's enough, my man.
Everything
I appreciate
is amazing.
It.
Anything that anyone, I don't know. I love gifts. Anything, everything. It does not matter. I think I still have the paper rose at the waiter dude on like the second date we had. I mean, I like stuff. It makes me warm and fuzzies. Oh, okay. So Vention says, no problemo. Easy to be generous when Bitcoin is pumping. You are freaking awesome.
Yeah, I'm just saying we're getting back into it too. As we're starting to feel the bull run move up, we're getting back to getting out there and spreading adoption. We had to hibernate along as everyone else did because we couldn't come up with donations. We didn't have money to pay out of our pocket to go around spreading awareness. We're not Roger Ver, right? Mm-hmm. So as it does look like things are starting to kick up, we're going to start fundraising again a little bit. We're going to get out there. We're going to pass out flyers. We're going to shake hands. We're going to turn people onto Bitcoin. And we want you guys to do the same in your own way. You got to get out there, get involved. Becoming part of the Bitcoin network is the best thing you can do because it's going to benefit your life and the network.
Josh says that he hates Chico. He said, suck my balls, Ivan on tech. Oh, not nice, Chico.
I like Ivan on tech.
I do too.
So.
An atomic clock. I do. I love it. Daniel says, tinfoil hat on actually amplify the brain signals of the new world order. They will read your thoughts. They will steal your Bitcoin seed words. Oh, everybody's so funny. I love you guys.
That's why we're going to earth mound.
There you go. Hanger. Get all over.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing travels through the soil.
I like how they use all the bottles because, I like the stained glass and the sun catcher nest. So it's like every window in an earth mound is stained glass, sun catching. It's awesome.
All right. Anything else in the chat over there, Samantha? Otherwise, I think we're going to be wrapping up this episode this evening. I appreciate you guys coming out here and hanging out with us. Like I keep saying over and over again, you're making my life great. right? This is the best part of it. You guys do so much to help me get out there and spread the word of Bitcoin. I feel empowered. The fact that you guys are here supporting me, with me, part of this journey, taking me along on your journeys as well.
We love you guys so much.
Yep. All right. Anything?
No, we're
No.
good.
All right, you guys. Have a great evening. Take care of each other. Remember to stay safe. Keep your Bitcoin safe. And always drive slow. Bye.
Bye, guys.